I was at home with my other half in the city, 9 o'clock on the night, and I get a message from one of the instructors, and he's calling me bitch.
So he's addressing you as yo bitch?
Yeah, women were constantly referred to as bitches and the C word.
And that was just normal in that unit?
Yeah.
Not the kind of message you'd want to see pop up on your work phone. But when Sarah Simpson joined the firearms unit within West Midlands Police, she says she just had to get used to it.
He's messaging me at 10:15 in the evening, and he's asking if
If you're in bed alone?
Yeah. I felt so awkward, and I just didn't know how to deal with this kind of message.
And yet this was a work colleague?
Yes, yeah, and an instructor at that. So that they know they've got the power to take away your firearms ticket, so you're not able to go operational.
Although she had more than 15 years' experience in the force, Ms Simpson claims it counted for nothing when in 2016 she joined what was perceived to be its most elite unit, where she was one of just 8 women out of around 200 officers.
It was a huge, sort of very proud of being able to get onto the unit, because it's tough to get on there and get through your course. It's very hard, but it was kind of tainted with, it was extremely intimidating. When you were new in there, you were nothing and a nobody.
She claims there was a toxic culture of sexism and misogyny. She was regularly sent extreme pornography, too graphic to show.
Seeing the pornography, really devaluing females, made me feel like a second-class citizen. Like my opinion didn't matter and was never going to matter. Basically, you were just like the pieces of meat on their videos. If that's the out there stuff, what's the stuff that they're not saying about? What's the hidden stuff?
And were there any managers on these groups?
I don't know if every group, but they certainly have been in groups.
Made to wear male body armour that was too big because there was no female ballistics uniform. Ms Simpson also claims her voice was mocked for being too high-pitched, and she was humiliated on training exercises.
What made you think that that was because you're a woman? Because I guess they might argue that it is a tough job.
Yeah.
They do need to make sure that you're up to it, and that is part of the training.
Yeah, and I mean, I do agree. It is a tough job, and you do have to be up for that. But if we were doing a test and the pass mark was 50%, then I had to get 90%, whereas the males only had to get the 50%. So it was just harder for females, you know, because you just had to prove yourself more.
Sarah Simpson is not the first woman to complain about this unit. The West Mids team were filmed during training for this documentary. But Channel 4 News has previously revealed allegations about what it was really like when the cameras weren't recording. Last year, we exclusively reported that another former firearms officer, Rebecca Kalam, won more than £800,000 at a tribunal after exposing misogyny, discrimination and a predatory culture within the force. Ms Simpson is one of those who gave evidence on her behalf. We can reveal that West Midlands Police faced 6 further legal cases from its own officers following the Rebecca Kalam case, and that it's had to spend tens of millions of pounds on defence costs. We asked the force for a response, and they told us that the culture Ms Simpson describes doesn't reflect the culture within the firearms unit today, and that it's worked incredibly hard to improve standards and the working environment. They told us all female officers in the firearms unit are issued with uniform and equipment which meets their specific requirements, including formed ballistic protection. Sarah Simpson claims her experiences drove her out of firearms in 2020, but when she applied for other roles, she felt victimised for speaking out on behalf of Rebecca Kalam. Now retired on ill health grounds, she's bringing an...
What are you hoping to get out of the employment tribunal?
I want the police to actually do something about highlight what's going on within the department. It took me a long time to accept that I wasn't going to be a police officer anymore. I feel like a part of me has been ripped away.
West Midlands Police told us there's absolutely no place for misogynistic, discriminatory or disrespectful behaviour in policing, and that they work hard to set and reinforce the highest